Now on CoastTV News.
Broadkill brews ahead.
Growth is it's inevitable, so we might as well embrace it.
Some of the reaction in Milton, we look at the decision from the town's Planning and Zoning Commission on the attempt to bring a Dunkin Donuts to Broadkill Road.
Lewis wastewater woes how the city is working to move forward with upgrades to its wastewater treatment.
Good Wednesday morning, Delmarva. The showers overnight have cleared the coast as a cold front pushes through, tracking a seasonable sunny day and some cool frosty nights ahead.
Public bathroom proposal, where Milford is looking to build a restroom and how they plan to pay for it.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And it is Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us for our 5 o'clock hour.
And if you live in Milton and are up with us, first, thank you for being up with us.
Yes.
Second, it's been an interesting morning so far.
It has, yes. Some power outages in Milton. Last time you and I checked Delmarva Power about half an hour ago. Those have all been resolved. Hopefully you were sleeping while those power outages were going on, and now that you're waking up with us.
It was about 12:30 that it went out. About 2,600 customers were affected, so it's not that's not a small amount.
No, definitely not. But hopefully this morning, as you wake up and are joining us, you have your power. Everything is working again. We also experienced some rain during that time as well.
Yep.
That is also cleared up. Which, Chris, it's always good news when it rains when we're sleeping, working.
Good morning, Elisa and Matt. Yes, that rain, I'll tell you what, it just came and went. It just as soon as it arrived, it left. And we had some showers across primarily Kent and Sussex County. There were parts of Delmarva that barely saw a raindrop, and you could see that rain pushing off to the northeast and some heavier rain extending up through New England. Kind of a similar setup to what we had Monday morning. Here's the cold front right over Delmarva, and it's going to continue to push to the east through the morning. We're at 63 right now, so it's a rather mild start, in fact, and dew points are right at 51 degrees, but those temperatures are going to be dropping a little here over the next few hours. Take a look at the 24-hour temperature change. We're 20 degrees warmer in Ocean City, 16 degrees warmer in Georgetown, so a kind of a balmy feel out there. Temperatures are at 58 Milton. We're at 57 Seaford, 60 Dagsboro, and 62 Bethany Beach. Winds are relatively calm, but still seeing west to southwest winds. So we're going to be seeing clearing skies through the morning. A balmy start. Temperatures not too bad in the low to mid 50s, so we'll drop a few more degrees here. And we are looking at a really nice afternoon. Sunny skies, temperatures topping out in the mid to upper 60s, and it will be quite breezy. We will talk about some cooler temperatures ahead, and yes, some potential frost as we go into the next few days. We'll talk more about that in that full forecast. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. Our top story this hour: on Tuesday night, the Milton Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously voted in favor of the final site plans presented for Dunkin Donuts. The drive-through store will be at 403 Broadkill Road, but some people we spoke to who live in Milton, they have mixed opinions on what the new store could bring to the town, other than the obvious: coffee.
I understand there's a demographic that is bummed because of that, but I also think growth is it's inevitable, so we might as well embrace it.
How are they getting out from there back onto 16? What's that going to do with the traffic on 16?
Planning and Zoning Commission approval is the latest step in an effort to bring a Dunkin to Milton, and this began last year.
The Dunkin is the latest business that could change the look of the Broadkill Road in Milton. Dairy Queen has also moved forward with plans to build nearby. Late last year, as you can see, McDonald's held its grand opening on a site in the Milton Cedar Creek Business Park. And it's that same area. Royal Farms is also on track for construction.
Lewis Board of Public Works wants to upgrade its wastewater treatment. How to do it? That is the continuing challenge. The BPW explored a partnership with Rehoboth Beach in Sussex County, but due to new archaeological findings and Rehoboth Beach eventually rejecting a deal, the board has had to regroup. We expect to get a better understanding of the long-range plan at its meeting this afternoon.
Also in Lewis, we could see action for tree planting at New Road Farm Field. Mayor Amy Marasco and members of the City Council are considering a grant application through the Delaware Forestry Service. The city is looking to plant trees on 20 acres of former farmland to increase resiliency. Under the plan, Lewis is responsible for 10% of the cost, which is just under $11,000. If the city gets the grant, it hopes to begin tree planting in spring 2026.
A permanent public restroom possibly coming to downtown Milford. The facility near the pickleball courts on South Washington Street will replace the portable toilets and include a unisex restroom, along with 2 handicap-accessible restrooms and other amenities. At a recent council meeting, Milford officials said the money for this is secured with an 80% federal highway administration grant and the city taking care of the rest.
We've heard it from our constituents for a long time in the surrounding community that everyone loves our downtown to shop for businesses, enjoy our riverwalk, play tennis, play pickleball, but there just are no bathrooms. Currently we have porta potties downtown, so we're really excited for this project.
According to City Council, the project will move forward once design work is complete. It's expected to go out to bid soon.
This just in, we are getting video of a small plane that landed safely on a San Diego beach Tuesday. The Sonessa touched down on Mission Beach just after 11:30 a.m. The pilot and 1 passenger were on board. They weren't hurt. The pilot says his plane's engine began to give out about 20 minutes after taking off from Oceanside. A witness says the beach was entirely clear and the pilot picked the perfect spot to land.
We're getting a live look now at Washington, D.C. The government shutdown is entering its 4th week, making this the 2nd longest government shutdown in U.S. history. Both sides are digging in harder, with President Trump inviting almost all Republican senators to thank them for their work on his agenda.
As NBC's Alice Barr shows us, federal workers are caught in the middle and are facing tough economic times.
Mr. President, I've come to the Senate floor tonight.
On the Senate floor, an all-night speech on ending the government shutdown and protesting President Trump's policies from Oregon Democrat Jeff Merkley.
Now, it is our United States Constitution and our freedoms that are under attack by the President of the United States.
That as top congressional Democrats are demanding a meeting with the president to negotiate an end to the shutdown that addresses a looming spike in health care premiums for millions of Americans.
The president should meet with us. It's not me, him, or anything political. It's that the people are in crisis.
I will only meet if they let the country open. They have to let the country open.
President Trump met Tuesday with Senate Republicans united in their stance that only Democrats can end the shutdown by signing on to a short-term funding bill that's now failed 11 times.
We are going to keep voting to open up the government, and eventually the Democrats, hopefully sooner or later, are going to come around.
Lawmakers acknowledging even informal bipartisan talks have stopped.
Because there can't be another conversation that continues until we open the government.
Amid the stalemate, real pain for American families. With federal workers missing paychecks, demand is surging at food banks across the country. And now low-income SNAP food benefits are in jeopardy, with funding running out November 1st.
If those SNAP dollars get cut in half, that would mean that a local food center, food bank would have to quadruple their output just to meet that need.
A growing crisis with no end in sight. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And there is a November 1st deadline when benefits like SNAP face losing funding. Also, open enrollment for Obamacare kicks off.
On Tuesday at its annual meeting, the Delaware Forest Service's Invasive Species Council gave updates on the health of the forest. Forest Health Specialist Bill Sabold, who is pictured on the left of your screen, discussed the science-based impacts of weather. He also highlighted an upcoming study on Delaware's white oak mortality, which will help guide future forest management and conservation efforts. Sabold says beech bark disease and beech leaf disease are continuing challenges they are facing in Delaware's forests.
Happening tonight, the Delaware Blue Hens return home to Newark for a nationally televised game with Middle Tennessee. The Hens have dropped their last 2 games, while the Blue Raiders are on a 3-game slide. At 3-3, Delaware looks to get back over the 500 mark. Kickoff at Delaware Stadium is scheduled for 7:30 p.m.
And we are just getting started this morning on CoastTV News Today.
Yeah, coming up, seasonal strawberry setback, how a Sussex County farm dealt with a threat to its crops.
Also, power pause planned, what people living in Milford need to know about an outage scheduled for this weekend.
Interactive sold, the initiative underway by social media platform X for usernames. And there's First Alert meteorologist Chris Masterbano. He's in the Weather Center, and we check in with him next.
Good Wednesday morning, Delmarva. Halfway to that weekend as we push along here in the week. Somewhat of a damp start for some of us. We had some showers overnight. We had a trace of rain here in Salisbury, 59 degrees, so a mild start. The shower activity we saw overnight has pushed off the coast and is racing up through New England as a cold front pushes across the area. Temperatures right now quite mild at this hour. We're at 55, Bridgeville 61, Lewis, and we are at 61 in Ocean Pines. Winds are beginning to shift more out of the west as the cold front pushes through the area. So we're in for a beautiful afternoon, maybe grabbing that pumpkin as we push along here in the fall season. We are looking at a temperature of 67 degrees this afternoon under mostly sunny skies. We are going to settle into a nice, cool, dry fall weather pattern here to round out the week. My full forecast in minutes. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. As Halloween approaches, police across Maryland and Delaware are reminding families to stay safe while having fun. From trunk-or-treat events hosted by police to extra patrols on trick-or-treat routes, police urge parents to stay with children from house to house, use sidewalks, and always check candy. Drivers, be sure to slow down in neighborhoods as little ghosts hit the streets.
I think we're going to move on here. Can we go up? We're going to take a look at this. Lisa, this might be you.
Yeah, and for more details on those trunk-or-treat events hosted by local police and popular trick-or-treating routes they'll be monitoring, you can head to CoastTV.com and search the 2025 Guide to Halloween.
In Seaford, the city's police department says it continues to see an increase in stolen vehicles. The department is recommending if you have a Kia or Hyundai, you should reach out to dealerships about software updates and lock programs. Now, police say those two types of cars are targets due to internet trends. The department also suggests installing steering wheel locks to deter theft.
X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter, is launching a marketplace for inactive user handles. Premium subscribers will be able to buy previously unavailable usernames. The process will be free for priority handles, such as handles often include full names, multi-word phrases, or alphanumeric combinations. If your request is approved, your old handle will be frozen. If you cancel or downgrade your premium subscription, your account will go back to your original handle after a 30-day grace period.
Coca-Cola is slowly selling its classic drink made with cane sugar as opposed to corn syrup. Cane sugar Cokes are common internationally, including Mexico, but corn syrup has long been used as ingredients for Cokes in the U.S., partly because of cost. The high fructose product has long drawn complaints from Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Coca-Cola officials say the cane sugar cans are currently available in select cities.
Stepping outside the door this morning at temperatures in the 50s. Plenty of sunshine this afternoon, a breezy day. We're going to get up into the mid to upper 60s, tracking even cooler daytime highs in the days ahead. I'll break it all down in my full forecast when Coast TV News Today comes right back.
We're about to hit 5:18 and you're looking live at a beachy scene in Ocean City. And after a little shower, we got around midnight here in Milton, Chris. We should see dry conditions the rest of the day.
Yeah, in fact, it's going to be a really nice day. Sunny skies, breezy conditions. We're going to stick with the breezy theme here over the next few days and gradually get cooler as far as our daytime highs and our overnight lows are concerned. There's the showers that we had overnight. They are pushing well off the coast. The cold front now extending right over Delmarva, and that's going to continue advancing east through the morning. We have high pressure building in this area of low pressure pushing east, so we have that tight pressure gradient. So that's why we're going to keep the breezy conditions really in play through today. We're at 62 in Ocean City, so it's a rather mild start. In fact, we're running about 16 degrees to 19 degrees warmer than where we were at just 24 hours ago, and we are 20 degrees warmer in Ocean City. 58 Millsboro, we're at 61, Lewis 55, Milford, and 54 in Bridgeville. Winds right now anywhere between about 5 to as high as 13 miles an hour out of the west. So we're going to see plenty of sunshine through the afternoon. Winds anywhere between about 15 to 25 miles an hour with highs reaching the mid to upper 60s. So Futurecast shows the clear skies through the afternoon. As we go into the overnight, much chillier. We could see some radiational cooling. Upper 30s for some of us to start Thursday, especially away from the coast. As we go into our Thursday, a mostly sunny day, slightly cooler, highs in the lower 60s. And then by Friday morning, I think we could see some frost, especially across much of western portions of Sussex and Kent counties as we get into the upper 30s. Now the winds out of the west today, upwards of 20, 25 miles an hour. We're going to hold that breeze throughout the daytime hours through Thursday and Friday. It's Friday morning, we get those winds to relax a bit with the clear skies. That's going to allow for those temperatures to take a plunge. average high 68. So we're going to be right around that today. And then you see we're going to be hovering right around the lower 60s right through the end of the week and into the weekend as high pressure sets up right over the area just to our west over the weekend, and that's going to allow for some dry conditions. We'll see a few clouds roll in, I think, late Saturday through Sunday, mostly cloudy. As we go into early next week, we stay dry, watching a potential coastal system developing. Late Tuesday into Wednesday. It's got a lot of time to work on this. The models are all over the place with this system, but we're going to keep a close eye on that. We have Tropical Storm Melissa in the Caribbean Sea. A tropical storm at the moment will become a Category 1 to Category 2 hurricane, but you can see it's not going to move all that much. A lot of uncertainty with this system, too, as we go into next week. Where does it go? Does it push to the north? Does it push into the Gulf? So we'll continue to follow that storm closely through the week. 67, mostly sunny skies today. 42 overnight, a cold night. We're down to 63 for our Thursday for a high, and then we're going to stay in the 60s through the weekend. And then look at that, next week, highs in the upper 50s.
Thank you, Chris. A heads up for people living in Milford. The city is conducting a planned power outage to complete necessary upgrades, according to Milford officials. It will take place this Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. The city says this is for the completion of upgrades. If you rely on electrically powered medical devices, it is recommended to arrange for backup power or alternative accommodations and contact your healthcare provider for guidance if needed. And a list of these specific areas in Milford the power outage will affect, go to our article on CoastTV.com.
In 2024, the usual operation of the McGee family farm in southern Sussex County took a rather unusual turn as an industry-wide fungal disease kept the farm from selling the strawberries. The farm shared the steps that were taken for the next season to make sure the strawberries are ready to eat once again. However, without one of their top crops, the farm's finances took a hit this season.
And we're a farm since 1865, so that's 160 years. And I would say probably strawberries have been grown here for that long. Last year we didn't grow strawberries. So we did see a big difference in our income.
And McGee says by mid-spring 2026, the farm should have strawberries ready to be picked.
Coming up, Kelsey Stakes Fun, why the football star is looking to be a part of the amusement park business and how much money has been invested so far. Coast TV News Today will be right back. Travis Kelce is investing in fun. The Kansas City Chiefs tight end announced he joined investment firm Jana Partners to buy a chunk of Six Flags. They got a 9% stake in the company worth about $200 million. Jana Partners is an activist investment firm. That means it's likely to try to influence how the company is run. For Kelce, it's personal. He grew up in Cleveland, about 65 miles from Cedar Point, and says he's an amusement park lover.
Well, I hope your Wednesday morning is off to a great start. We had a few light showers overnight. Those have since pushed off the coast. We're at 62 degrees in Ocean City. We are calm, drying out, a bit damp across some parts of Delmarva. We're going to see temperatures rise from the 50s into the lower to mid 60s this afternoon through Ocean City, Fenwick Island. A beautiful afternoon, breezy though, those winds upwards of 25 miles an hour. 64 in Lewis by your lunchtime, 63 in Rehoboth. A beautiful afternoon ahead as we make our way across the bay into Cambridge. Beautiful there as well. 65 through the afternoon, so highs generally in the mid to upper 60s through Cambridge and Crisfield. We have Stephen Levine of Lewis, Delaware. You're the winner of our Coast TV Weather Umbrella, and as always, you get your latest forecast by dialing the First Alert Weather phone. I'll have more on your forecast coming up in the next half hour. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. Coming up, southbound speed check why drivers on Coastal Highway should ease off the pedal when approaching Lewis.
Also, Lewis wastewater strategy, how the city's Board of Public Works is moving forward on upgrades after a potential partnership fell through.
And Milton moves closer to Dunkin, why the town's Broadkill could be a busier place in the near future. Stay with us on Coast TV News Today.
Now on Coast TV News.
Backing Dunkin, how site plan approvals could alter the look of an already busy intersection in Milton.
Speed limit watch.
It's just unbelievable how fast these cars are coming down.
How much you could pay if you get caught by a camera speeding north of Lewis on Coastal Highway.
Good Wednesday morning, Delmarva. The showers overnight have cleared the coast as a cold front pushes through, tracking a seasonable sunny day and some cool frosty nights ahead.
Wastewater treatment talks. where the attempt for upgrades in Lewis stand after a potential partnership with Rehoboth Beach fell through.
This is Coast TV News Today.
October 22nd, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us.
It's 5:29 a.m. If you're a night owl and you're here with us now, you know that the NBA season began last night.
Yes, last night on NBC, you and I were wondering if it was a rerun. Then we were like, no, that's real time, double overtime.
Yeah, just to set things for you here, we both came in a little after midnight, and there was a game still on our station, and I initially thought it was the wrong channel.
No, it's the correct channel, and tonight our beloved Cleveland Cavaliers play.
Looking forward to that.
Exciting, exciting. I know someone else who is a big basketball fan.
Big Philadelphia sports fan.
Sadly,
yeah.
He chose not the Cavs. Wrong decision.
Chris.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, my Sixers actually tip off tonight in Boston. Yeah, hoping they crush those Celtics. So it's all about health for the Sixers, right? As we take a look at the live radar, we had a few light showers overnight. This is all associated with a cold front. We really didn't see a lot of rain here on Delmarva. In fact, here's the cold front parked right over the peninsula as it continues to push to the east. Some heavier rains lifting up into New England off the Atlantic. Right now, it's a rather damp start across some parts of Delmarva. The places that did see some showers overnight, we're at 59 right now, so it's quite mild out there. In fact, look at this. We're running about 20 degrees warmer than where we were at just this time yesterday. 19 degrees warmer in Salisbury. We're at 58 Gumboro, 58 in Georgetown, 53 in Harrington, and 59 in Salisbury. Winds are beginning to shift more out of the west as that front pushes through. So we are looking at skies beginning to clear through the morning. A damp start, 54 by the afternoon, mostly sunny skies. Highs reaching the mid to upper 60s. So a rather seasonable day, but I'm tracking even cooler daytime highs in the days ahead. We'll talk about that and some potential frosty nights ahead in my full forecast. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. And our top story this half hour, the Milton Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously voted in favor of the final site plans presented for Dunkin Donuts on Tuesday night. The drive-through store would be at 403 Broadkill Road, but people living in Milton, they have mixed opinions on what the new store could bring to the town other than the obvious, which is coffee. The Dunkin' is planned for Broadkill Road, right down the road from the new McDonald's that opened up last year. The Planning and Zoning Commission approval. It's the latest step in the effort to bring the restaurant to town, and this effort began last year.
The Lewis Board of Public Works wants to upgrade its wastewater treatment, and how to do it is a continuing challenge. The BPW explored a partnership with Rehoboth Beach and Sussex County, but due to the new archaeological findings and Rehoboth Beach eventually rejecting a deal, the board had to regroup. We expect to get a better understanding of the long-range plan in its afternoon meeting today.
In Lewis, we could see action for tree planting at the new Road Farm Field. Mayor Amy Marasco and members of the City Council, they're considering a grant application through the Delaware Forestry Service. Here's what they're looking to do. They want to plant trees on 20 acres of former farmland. This is to increase resiliency. Under the plan, Lewis is responsible for 10% of the cost, which is just under $11,000. If the city gets the grant, it hopes to begin tree planting in the spring of 2026.
New this morning, Delaware Governor Matt Meyer is launching a new podcast called Matt Chats. It's a bi-weekly series where the governor talks with Delawareans who are making a difference in their communities. New episodes will be released every other week on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and Substack.
And happening today, the Rehoboth Beach and City of Lewis Police Accountability Committee is holding a training session. This is taking place at 10 a.m. at the Rehoboth Beach Police Department. That's on Rehoboth Avenue. The session includes an overview of the police department's facilities and the 911 Communications Center.
DelDOT says a speed camera along Route 1 near Lewis is now active, and it's the first of its kind along the highway. That gray box there on your screen is a camera. It sits on Route 1 south just before the intersection and Minos-Conaway Road. It captures the tag number of any vehicle going at least 11 miles more over the speed limit and issues a fine to the driver. Fines start at a base fee of $20, along with an extra $1 for every mile over the posted speed limit and additional speeding fees. If you get caught speeding again, DelDOT says those fines would go up. Drivers in the area were hit or miss on whether they think that camera is needed.
The speed, I'm just amazed. It's just unbelievable how fast these cars are coming down, and I don't know how to stop it. I'm hoping the cameras do make an impact.
I've only witnessed one accident in the 10 years that I've been here. So I don't think that they're speeding or driving crazy or anything like that. So I don't really think that a traffic camera is necessary.
It's important to note here, Deldutt says no fines will be issued for another 3 weeks in order to let drivers get adjusted to the new camera. Fines will start being issued on November 11th in that part of Sussex County.
On Tuesday, at its annual meeting, the Delaware Forest Service's Invasive Species Council gave updates on the health of the forest. Forest Health Specialist Bill Siebold, who is pictured on the left of your screen, discussed the science-based impacts of weather. He also highlighted an upcoming study on Delaware's white oak mortality. That'll help guide future forest management and conservation efforts. Siebold said beech bark disease and beech leaf disease are continuing challenges they are facing in Delaware's forests.
Cell phone bans in schools are becoming more common, but do they really make an impact? A new study published in the National Bureau of Economic Research examined the effects of cell phone bans in one Florida school district. Researchers reported an initial spike in suspensions after the bans were put in place, which could have been an adjustment period for students. But the findings suggest the bans led to significant decrease in unexcused absences. On top of that, students' test scores improved significantly in year 2 of the ban.
3 people are dead after a plane crashed in Louisiana. According to the NTSB, the plane was a twin-engine Beechcraft G-58 Baron. It crashed in Lafayette Parish. All 3 people on board were killed, and police say the plane lost altitude and circled in the sky before crashing to the ground.
We are now taking a live look at Washington, D.C. Ukrainian officials say Russia is using attacks to take out civilian heating infrastructure as temperatures start to drop. They say hundreds of thousands of people were without power or water yesterday in northern Ukraine. Millions more are at risk of the same fate.
Ukraine wants allies to provide better air defense systems and long-range missiles. Those decisions could be up for discussion in Washington today, and Amy Kiley reports the head of NATO is visiting the president and lawmakers.
A lot of things are happening on that front, on the war front with Ukraine and Russia.
President Donald Trump is promising news about the war in Ukraine soon as NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte visits Washington today. The two are meeting at the White House. The trip comes as Trump appears to be backing off plans to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin in the near future.
I don't want to have a wasted meeting. I don't want to have a waste of time, so I'll see what happens.
The idea for such a bilateral talk stems from Trump and Putin's phone call last Thursday. That's the day before Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky came to the White House. He says Trump turned down his request for Tomahawk missiles capable of striking Moscow. Zelensky says of the Russians, quote, as soon as the issue of long-range capabilities for Ukraine became less immediate, their interest in diplomacy faded. Some observers agree that the battlefield and negotiating table are connected.
I do think we can change Putin's calculus, that he will realize that the price he has to pay to control Ukraine is too high.
Also today, Rutte is speaking with members of the Senate NATO Observer Group. Their chamber is considering a bipartisan bill to impose new sanctions on Russia.
It's time to provide the president with the tools that he needs so that he can negotiate this out.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
And we have a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, a mystery on the island. The sudden death of a Chincoteague pony left many searching for answers, but we'll tell you about the discovery that brought months of questions to an end.
Also, we got Bayside Conference Field Hockey Championship. We take a look at the big match between Decatur and Kent Island.
And snowy winter on the horizon, why parts of the country could be in for a wild winter season. Stay with us on CoastTV News today.
We salute Sergeant Banner Shepard. During World War II, Sergeant Shepard served bravely as a tank operator in the Pacific Theater. Despite having 2 tanks destroyed beneath him in combat, he survived without serious injury and evaded capture by the enemy. After the war, he returned home, built a family, and raised 3 children, living a life that honored the freedom he fought to protect.
Spicer Brothers and CoastTV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a CoastTV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Good Wednesday morning, Delmarvas. We take a live look into Salisbury. Well, we're not as chilly as we were yesterday morning. We're beginning in the 50s. We're at 59. We had a trace of rain there overnight. Most of the shower activity has pushed off the coast. We really didn't see much in the way of rain here on the peninsula, and that rain is now lifting up through New England as a cold front pushes through the area. So cool, drier air is going to be filtering in here through the days ahead. We're at 58 Rehoboth, 56 Milton, and 55 in Laurel. Winds right now anywhere between about 15 to 20 mile-an-hour gusts at the coast, and will be breezy through the afternoon. Winds as high as 25. Plenty of sunshine through Lewis, Rehoboth, and Dewey with highs in the mid to upper 60s. We'll talk about that chillier air moving in by the end of the week. We'll talk more about it coming up in the full forecast. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. Winter is a little over a month away, and some people are going to need their extra warm coats and blankets. AccuWeather officials say this season intense winter storms are expected for various areas, including the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and Northeast. Some cities, including Boston and Philadelphia, are forecast to see more snow than usual. While the winter season officially starts on December 21st, the meteorological winter season begins on December 1st.
Happening now, the Lewis Board of Public Works is flushing fire hydrants. Today, crews are working on the town side. That'll be followed by the beach side on Thursday. This begins at 5 a.m. During the flushing, water pressure may be lower than normal, and some homes could see discolored water. Officials recommend running several cold water faucets at once until the water runs clear.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Over at Queen Anne's County High School, the Bayside Field Hockey Championship played out yesterday. Kent Island matched up with Stephen Decatur. When these two met in the regular season, the Buccaneers grounded the Seahawks by a 2-0 score. But as they say, it's a bit harder the second time around. Will the adage play true? We start in the first. Finley Davidson for KI, dribbling through the defense, putting the shot into the goal. Kent Island leads 1-0 at the end of the first. And only a couple of minutes into the second, Grace Matthews sneaks it through the keeper's legs and extends the Kent Island advantage to 2-0 before halftime. Stephen Decatur needs offense in a hurry in the third as they get a corner. Magnolia Tucker gets a piece of it one-on-one with the goalie, but they can't get it past KI's Peterson, and it stays 2-0. Finley Davidson, there's that name again. She threads the needle for her second goal of the game and KI's third. A little confusion, but that goal would stand. And how about one more for good measure from Willow Yost to secure the dub for Kent Island. They win 4-0. 2 victories on the year for KI against Stephen Decatur. And they avenge their boys soccer team who lost in the Bayside to the Seahawks the night before. I'll do it for sports.
Coming up tonight on DSN, we've got field hockey for you. Gunston School at St. Peter and Paul, then at 10:30 of the final score. Over on the DSN Plus app, you get that field hockey one. Now, here are your exclusives. We'll start at 4. Delmarva Christians at Salisbury School and boys soccer. Also, we have Worcester Prep at Gunston School and girls volleyball. St. Peter and Paul at Salisbury Christian, also in girls volleyball. That is a 5 o'clock start time.
Movie news now, beginning with the return of one of this year's biggest hits. David Daniel has all that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
With all the things that I've seen, I ain't ever seen no demons.
If you didn't see Sinners in theaters, here's another chance. The award-winning horror thriller is coming back, screening in IMAX theaters for 1 week beginning October 30th. Locations, showtimes, and tickets at imax.com/sinners.
What have you heard? That before you were domesticated, you were like fire.
The Gotham Awards like what they've heard and seen of Tessa Thompson in Hedda. The actress is set to receive the Spotlight tribute at the awards ceremony December 1st. The head of the Gotham Film and Media Institute calls Thompson's performance in the film both fearless and revelatory. Hedda is in select theaters now and debuts on Prime Video October 29th.
The demon boy band? They're coming after the fans.
Everyone's going after fans of K-pop demon hunters, including toy companies. Netflix says it's partnering with Hasbro and Mattel to license official dolls, action figures, accessories, collectibles, and more. Guess they figure it'll take more than one massive company to meet the demand. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
If you're having a rough week, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from CoastTV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up right now for free at coasttv.com/signup and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday.
Well, some of us saw some showers overnight. Those have since come to an end. Plenty of sunshine through the afternoon. Another breezy day on tap, but even chillier air moves in to round out the week. Plus your latest weekend forecast right after the break.
The time is now 5:48 and we are taking a live look outside at Salisbury this morning. Chris, we see people already out on the roads, probably heading to work this morning. They're not going to have to deal with that rain that we saw much earlier in the morning, which we want clear days. It can rain when we're all sleeping, not when we're awake.
Yeah, it's perfect timing, right?
Yes.
If we're going to get any rain during the overnight hours. And we really didn't see much in the way of rain. In fact, it came and went. I mean, we had a few areas that barely saw a raindrop over Delmarva, and that rain is now lifted off to the northeast. Kind of a similar setup of what we had Monday morning. Here's the front station right over the area, and that's going to continue to push off the east coast today. So we have high pressure building in this area of low pressure over the Great Lakes. That's lifting to the northeast, so that gradient there, that tight pressure gradient, is going to cause the breezy conditions that we're going to be experiencing today. We're at 59 right now in Salisbury, so it's rather mild out there considering where we were yesterday. In fact, we're about 20 degrees warmer in Ocean City than this time 24 hours ago. We're at 61 in Ocean City, 58 Rehoboth, 55 in Milton, the cool spot. Harrington coming in at 51, and we're at 52 in Bridgeville. So winds pretty calm for the most part further inland. At the coast, seeing some wind speeds anywhere between about 7 to 13 miles an hour. Highs today, 67 Milford, 65 in Lewis. A really nice day, 65 Cambridge under sunny skies. Again, those winds picking up 20 miles an hour out of the west-southwest. So plenty of sunshine through the afternoon. As we go into the overnight, much colder tomorrow morning. Upper 30s, I think, away from the coast. Upper 30s to lower 40s under clear skies. And then by tomorrow afternoon, highs only reaching the lower 60s under mostly sunny skies. And then I think by Friday morning, we could see some frost, especially away from the coast by the time we get into Friday morning there with lows in the mid to upper 30s for some of us with that radiational cooling. There's those winds out of the west today, 20 to 25 miles an hour. Thursday, we're still seeing some gusts, 20, 25, even into Friday with that persistent northwest wind. As we go into Thursday and Friday, we're going to get another front that pushes through late Thursday through Friday. So that's going to drop our temperatures below average as we round out the week. And we're going to kind of hover right around the upper 50s to lower 60s through the weekend as that area of high pressure just kind of builds in right over us and keeping us nice and dry. We will see some clouds roll in, I think, Sunday, a mostly cloudy day. Watching the coast middle part of next week, I think there's going to be a system that develops to our south. How far north does it push? Does it make that turn up the east coast? Right now, we're keeping it relatively to the south. We also have Tropical Storm Melissa. This system is going to pound Jamaica here over the next few days. In fact, becoming a Category 2 hurricane. And you can see not really moving all that much. That is not a good sign for those areas when you have a tropical storm and a hurricane not really moving. 67, mostly sunny skies, breezy conditions. 42 for your overnight, 63 mostly sunny, and we're going to continue that sunshine into Friday, looking very nice for the Sea Witch Festival. It kicks off in Rehoboth on Friday and looking really nice over the weekend with temperatures hovering around 60 degrees. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. The unexpected death of a Chincoteague pony sparked a months-long search for answers. Around Labor Day, the volunteer fire company noticed some of the ponies in the southern herd were getting sick. And unfortunately, one pony died from its illness, but the fire company was not sure why. Well, it turns out the watering hole the ponies used had way too much salt in it, and the island didn't get enough rain through August or September to flush it out.
So now that we've had a lot of rain, we've had a nor'easter, we've had a lot of different scenarios, this water's probably fine for them to drink. But back in those days, this was just a little teeny puddle, and it was all salt, so this was all dry.
Yeah, August and September were also cooler months, so the fire company, following past protocols, never filled up the fresh water for the southern herd, but as soon as they realized the watering hole had too much salt, they immediately changed that and have kept the water full ever since.
As Halloween approaches, police across Maryland and Delaware are reminding families to stay safe while having fun, from trunk-or-treat events hosted by police to extra patrols on trick-or-treat routes. Police urge parents to stay with children from house to house, use sidewalks, and always check candy. Drivers, be sure to slow down in neighborhoods as little ghosts hit the streets. And for more details on those trunk-or-treat events hosted by local police departments and the popular trick-or-treating routes they'll be monitoring, you can head to coasttvnews.com and search the 2025 Guide to Halloween. It is 5:53, and we're going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this one here. It's a 4-year-old living her best life. On your screen, that's Abby. And as you can see, Abby is a Belgian Groenendael with a lot of hair. And Abby was submitted to us by her family in Lewis.
And we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen.
Scan that QR code at the top, get your friends to us, and then watch weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature. Take a close look inside the freezer before getting the lemons and cocktail sauce. Frozen raw shrimp from Aquastar Corp is being recalled. The Food and Drug Administration says it's contaminated, may be contaminated with a radioactive chemical.
New research shows fewer children are suffering from peanut allergies. The journal Pediatrics released a study finding a 43% drop in peanut allergies. The shift comes after a big change in national guidance in 2017 that encouraged early peanut introduction for babies. Experts say early exposure helps babies build food tolerance through the gut.
All right, so we had those showers overnight. Very minimal rain fell on Delmarva. Some places didn't even see a raindrop. So a little bit of a damp start for some of us, but that rain is now pushed off the coast. And we're actually looking at a pretty nice day. Sunny skies, a seasonable temperature, 67, breezy. And then we'll see even cooler air work in as another front pushes through Thursday through Friday. Could see some frost by Friday morning, I think, away from the coast. And we're looking at a high of 61, looking very nice for Seawitch there, kicking off Friday. And the weekend right now looks very nice. We'll see clouds increase late in the weekend, and then watching middle part of next week for the potential of a coastal system. The models have been kind of all over the place next week, but I think we'll be mainly dry through the weekend and at least through the start of next week. And then you go Halloween next Friday. Right now, looking on the dry side, 59 there. So we've got a week or so to work on that forecast, but overall looking pretty good here to round out the week.
Yeah, it's a good fall forecast.
I know, Chris, we're at the 10-day part where now we're getting that Friday forecast in with that jack-o'-lantern. All right, well, coming up in our 6 o'clock hour, Dunkin could be brewing in Milton. The town's Planning and Zoning Commission has made a decision on final site plans for a possible drive-through, but we'll tell you why some people have mixed opinions. All that and more when Coast TV News Today returns.